Buenas tardes con todos. Mi nombre es Leslie Torres y yo soy su moderator el día de hoy. Me complace en presentar a Daniela, nuestro advisor que va a ser la host, y la universidad que nos acompaña el día de hoy, como podrán haber visto, es la Universidad de Sheffield y su representante Tony Dolby. So this webinar will be partially in English and Spanish, and please, Dani.
How are you, Tony?
Hey, Daniela and Leslie, thank you very much for the introduction and for having me here today. And hi to everyone that is attending. So it's great to have you joining this session. And I'm very pleased to be able to share more information about the University of Sheffield and postgraduate study and what that looks like with our university.
We are really happy for doing these meetings with universities to let to know the students how to resolve the most of the doubts that the students used to have when they are just deciding for a university. So can you please tell us where is the university located?
Yeah, of course, thank you. So for anyone that's not heard of the University of Sheffield before, we are located in the north of England, in the region of Yorkshire, which is a really beautiful region. But maybe that's me just being biased because I've lived here my whole life, so I think it is amazing. Sheffield is England's fourth largest city. So you may not have heard of us before compared to some of the other cities like London and Manchester, but there's a lot of things to do in Sheffield. And if you look us up on a map, you'll see that we're very centrally located in regards to the rest of the UK. So coming to Sheffield is a great destination if you are interested in travelling the other parts of the UK while studying potentially. So it's about an equal distance between Scotland, down to the south coast of England, and you can get to London within about 2 hours on the train from Sheffield, and our closest international airport is Manchester Airport, which is about 45 minutes away on the train.
How many nationalities can we find in the University of Sheffield among the students?
Yes, so we have students from over 150 different nationalities studying at our university. So we are a medium to large sized university for the UK standards. So we have around 29,000 students that make up the population of our student body. And as I said, there's students from around 150 different countries. So you will meet people from all across the world, from other places in Latin America, as well as, countries that you may never even heard of before or know where they're located in a map. And with regards to kind of students that we have from Latin America, we currently have around 120 studying with us at the moment. So a fairly good number of students that you can get to meet and learn about different experiences and different cultures, obviously as an extra to learning about the British culture that we have if you came to the UK.
Do you think it's an important cultural exchange between the students from different countries? So yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think it gives you the opportunity to have the international experience just coming to the UK itself, but also, learning about different cultures and nationalities from people that you might not necessarily meet normally. And, you might make some lifelong friends from across the world. So it's a really great experience here at Sheffield.
What can a student study at the university? What are the most offered programs for students?
Yeah, so we have 5 faculties at the University of Sheffield. And within those faculties, we have around 50 different departments. So we've got a lot of choice of subjects, areas to choose from. The most popular subjects we do see students coming from, Colombia and Latin America specifically. We see a lot of students interested in our engineering subjects. So we offer 9 different types of engineering at the University of Sheffield. So pretty much everything you could think of, we offer that, and we are a really great university for coming to study engineering. We also see a lot of Colombian students interested in architecture. So we have a really great architecture program at the university, and it's one of the top 5 in the UK. So there's some of the kind of popular subjects that we see. But if you're interested in other things, you know, it might be philosophy, it might be mathematics, you know, psychology. We offer subjects across lots of different areas. So hopefully you'll find something that is suitable for your interests. So lots to choose from, lots to think about.
What facilities do you have at the university?
Yeah, so we have some really amazing facilities at the university, and this is something that we're constantly trying to invest in and develop so that our students are able to use, you know, the most up-to-date technology and have access to all of the things that you need to successfully complete a course. So as I mentioned, engineering is really popular as one of the subjects. So we have an engineering specific building at the university, which is called the Diamond Building. And within that building, there's various different labs that our students can use. So for example, we have aerospace engineering labs, computing and robotics, and bioengineering labs across the various different subjects that we offer. And within those departments, you know, students get to use the equipment that we have, so that after you've graduated, you are already proficient in using the tools and the technology that you would within a job. So you're kind of already prepared for that world of work. So yeah, lots of great facilities. I mean, I could carry on talking about them all day long. So I will just obviously say, you know, have a look at our website and do speak to Daniela and Leslie and the team at Studies Planet, and they can, you know, give you a little bit more information about what we offer at Sheffield and all the great opportunities that we have here. And you know, feel free to ask any questions now, obviously, if there's anything specific that you want to find out while you've got the opportunity to talk to me directly. So yeah, hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit more.
Is it difficult to be accepted at the University of Sheffield? Do you have any suggestions for a strong application, maybe?
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing I would advise you guys to do is obviously look on our prospectus, look at the courses that we offer and the entry requirements we ask for. For students coming from Columbia, we would typically ask for a grade of around 3.8 out of 5 to be considered for the majority of our postgraduate programs. But if you've not got a 3.8 or you're slightly under that, then don't worry. You know, we can look into that with you, and Daniela can advise and help you and guide you with that. But I would say make sure that you read the details on the course and what you're interested in. I wouldn't say it's difficult to get accepted as long as you meet our minimum entry requirements. Then you're likely to be given an offer to study. Our requirements are very clear. They're on the web pages, so what you see that we're asking for, that is what we will ask. There's no extra exams or tests that you might have to do to be typically accepted onto a postgraduate program with us. I would say, as a really good tip to make your application strong, make sure that you focus on your personal statement. So if you've not heard of what this is before, it's kind of a piece of text that you would write about your motivations for studying the course, why you want to come to the university, and how that will help you in your career in the future. And that's what our academic tutors will look at, alongside, you know, your academic background, where you've done your undergraduate degree, to make a decision about whether they'd like to give you an offer. So I think, yeah, do your research, speak to the staff at Studies Planet, and obviously if you want to ask me anything, then I'm more than happy to answer any questions as well. And make sure that you focus on your personal statement. I suppose, Daniela, you obviously work with students doing personal statements every day, so you know you've got a good idea of what universities are looking for and how Studies Planet can help students with that.
Yes, I completely support those things. Especially the personal statement is an important document to provide to the university to be accepted. And we have a guide, and yes, we are there for help you in this process. And please tell us, is there an age limit to do a postgraduate, maybe?
No, so there's no age limit. We accept students of every age, of every background. As long as you meet those academic requirements, then that is what we'll ask you for. And if you don't necessarily meet those academic requirements, then there are other ways around it, such as pre-masters courses that you can take at the university. If you've maybe been out of education for a long time and you don't feel comfortable going straight into a postgraduate degree, or you don't meet those entry requirements. So there's lots of opportunities to look into, but there's no age limit. You can apply at any age.
And when can the students apply to the university? Is there maybe a deadline, or do they have to send the documents via post maybe?
Yeah, so the application to apply to a postgraduate at the University of Sheffield is all done online. So you don't have to send us any documents in the post. Staff at Studies Planet can help you with your application form, which I'm sure Daniela will talk about a little bit more later. But it's free to make an application to study with us via our university website. There's a lot of guidance on the web pages about what you need to do, how you need to complete your application form, but it's fairly simple. If you're interested in studying with us for 2020-22 start, so all of our master's courses begin in September each year. So our next intake will be September 2020-22. The deadline to apply for those courses is mid to late August for the majority of postgraduate courses. However, there are some subjects and some departments that have specific deadlines. So these are called our staged admissions process courses. These are typically courses within the management school, within economics, within architecture. So these courses have specific deadlines, and by applying by those deadlines, you're guaranteed to be given a decision on your offer by a specific date. So it's normally 3 to 4 weeks after you have met that initial application deadline. We will tell you if we want to give you an offer or not. So it's worth looking on our web pages at the courses that you're interested in, and if there are specific deadlines. And obviously Daniela and the team at Studies Planet can give you more information and guidance on those. But typically we will accept applications all the way into May, June time for the majority of our courses. And as I said, up until late August is when you need to submit all of your documents to us.
Yes, in this part, I think it's fine to recommend to the students that in this moment watching us to start as soon as possible, because as it is true that the deadlines could be maybe later, but as soon as we start with the application, we must have an offer sooner too, because remember we must have enough time to do all the rest of the process, and this takes time. I mean, this process it takes time for the students. So from the agency, from Studies Planet, we highly recommend to the students to start as soon as possible, January, February maybe, because of this.
I totally agree with that, Daniela. I mean, I would say apply as soon as possible. And obviously the earlier you apply, the more time then you have to apply for things like scholarships, for any funding opportunities within your country. So for example, Contenido, who we have agreements with to offer discounts. So, the earlier you complete your application, the more time you'll have to think about other things like accommodation, like scholarships, and feel relaxed in the application process and not stressed and rushing and having to do everything last minute.
Completely important, because also of the CAS letter and the visa process. Yes. Does the University of Sheffield help with research funding for PhD students, or how important research at Sheffield and in which files?
So as the University of Sheffield is a member of the Russell Group, so if you've not heard of the Russell Group before, this is a group of research intensive and research focused universities within the UK. There are 24 universities that make up the Russell Group, and Sheffield is one of them. And this means that we have a focus on research, and we do a lot of research to help better the world that we live in, to make changes that will impact people's lives on a daily basis for a good way. So we're doing a lot of different research at the university. We have various different institutes for research, so depending on what you're interested in, we likely have research within that area. So if you're interested in, looking at the possible funding options, the University of Sheffield does offer scholarships for PhD students. The deadlines to apply for the University of Sheffield postgraduate research scholarships are fairly early. So the deadline to apply for these is typically in January each year. So obviously if you're interested in doing a PhD for 2020-22, then I'd advise you to make your application as soon as possible. But we also have other areas where you can look into. So if you wanted to do a PhD training project or a training course, some of these are fully funded by external companies. So we have all the information on our website about which ones you can choose, which ones you might be eligible for. Some of them are available for international students, and they come with full funding. So it's just worth having a look at the information on our web pages. And obviously, if you do have any more questions about, how the PhD process works, what you need to do, how can you gain funding for that, then please let us know, and we're happy to help you and guide through that process.
What is the price for an international student to study at the University of Sheffield?
Yeah, so our tuition fees for international students for the majority of courses that we have starting in 2020-22 are between £20,400 to £28,500. So that is just the cost of your tuition, but we do have scholarships available for students to help you with that. Obviously we know that it's a lot of money, but it is a great investment within your education, and you will be getting a good education from one of the top 100 universities within the world. So we're a really great place to come to. So try not to be too worried about the cost. And as I mentioned, we do have scholarships for master's students. So they're worth a 25% discount in the cost of the tuition fees. And as I also briefly mentioned earlier, we do have agreements with funding bodies in Colombia, such as Colfuturo, where we offer a 20% tuition fee discount to any students that come to Sheffield with Colfuturo funding. Plus we have 2 additional scholarships for any Colfuturo students that are worth a £7,000 discount as well. So there's lots of opportunities to make your funding options affordable, and to realise your dream of coming to the UK. So don't be scared when you see the cost and maybe think, wow, that's a lot of money compared to what I might be paying at home. But it's worth the education and the experience that you're going to gain, and all the skills and knowledge and connections as well that you will make whilst over here in the UK.
Does the University of Sheffield have accommodation, maybe in campus? Yes.
Yes, so we have on-campus accommodation for students. We have 2 different locations. So there's the city centre location, which is about a 5-minute walk from the main campus, or there is the Ranmore Enclave Centre, which is about a 20-minute walk from the main campus. So everything within Sheffield is within walking distance. You don't necessarily need to use public transport a lot. So it's great with that, and our accommodation is 100% secure. It's very safe. The cost of the accommodation includes all of your utilities, so gas, electricity, internet, everything is included in the price. So you don't have to worry about any extra payments that you might need to make. That is all considered. And as a postgraduate student, you would be in university accommodation with other postgraduate students. So not an undergraduate who's doing a degree for the first time. So you will be with people of a similar age and a similar mindset.
Now, about the post-study work visa that is back in this moment, does the University of Sheffield help the students to find a job after graduation?
Yes, so now that there is the post-study work visa, you can have the opportunity to stay in the UK for up to 2 years after graduation if you've done a master's, or up to 3 years if you've done a PhD. So we do offer a lot of support to our students, obviously during your studies, to help you, find the right skills, the right experiences to help you within your career. But we also support you after you've graduated. So as a University of Sheffield graduate, you can use our career service for up to 3 years after graduation. So you really are still part of the Sheffield community, and you can, go to our staff and advisors if you want help with writing your CV, if you want help with preparing for interviews, finding particular types of work. Then you can make use of all those facilities, both whilst you're studying with us and after graduation. And we have a really good employability rate, where 96% of our graduates are within work or further study within 6 months of graduating. So it's a really good high rate of students that continue to develop themselves professionally, whether that be within work or study after they've graduated. So as I said, coming to Sheffield is a really great opportunity for you. And there's so much support and help available in terms of your career.
Okay, thank you so much for all this important information that you shared with us in this moment.
Thank you for all the information. Now we have a formal Sheffield student, Guillermo.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Guillermo.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
So, Guillermo, cuéntanos cuándo fuiste a estudiar a Sheffield, qué estudiaste en Sheffield.
Entonces, yo tuve la oportunidad de viajar para estudiar a Sheffield el 2019, septiembre de 2019. Ya mi programa fue para estudiar metalurgia avanzada en la Facultad de Materiales, de Ciencia e Ingeniería de los Materiales. Ya, la verdad que cuando llegué a Sheffield es una ciudad bien acogedora. Después tuve la oportunidad de conocer grandes amigos con los cuales todavía mantengo contacto, y la universidad en verdad juega un rol bastante importante en la ciudad. Y aparte, ya en lo que es el tema académico, los profesores son en verdad top tier, son clase 1. Todavía mantengo contacto con algunos de ellos. La verdad que por lo que regresé y estaba trabajando acá en unos proyectos, porque acá también solía trabajar en la universidad, entonces todavía mantengo contacto con ellos y sigo, y la verdad que sí, unos muy capos en sus temas, y la verdad que fue una experiencia muy bonita, muy agradable, que definitivamente me ha sumado a mi desarrollo profesional.
Súper, me encanta todo lo que nos cuentas. ¿Y cómo fue tu proceso? ¿Fue difícil? ¿Fue rápido?
La verdad es que hubiera sido mucho más difícil si no hubiera contado con tu ayuda, Leslie, porque en tu caso tú fuiste mi advisor. Ya tú desde la primera vez que nos reunimos me dijiste, ya, en todo caso necesitaría que me des estos documentos, ya, y nos agendamos una cita para un mes más o menos, en el cual obtuve todos los documentos que me pediste, y después ya era tú que, como conocías el sistema de la universidad y todo eso, solamente se procedió y después esperar a que el team de admisiones de la universidad de allá haga todas las revisiones necesarias y eso, y después ya el profesor que ve si se admite o no admite al estudiante dé el visto bueno. Pero la verdad que no, al menos en mi caso no fue tedioso, porque sí sentí que estabas con tu ayuda, pues.
Te sentiste acompañado, que es importante en este.
Sí, la verdad es que sí.
Y justo tú te ibas a graduar, y en ese tiempo sucedió todo lo de la pandemia, ¿cierto? O sea, justo en el 2020 estalló todo, era la segunda parte de tu máster. ¿Cómo lidió Sheffield con la pandemia, con todo lo que estaba sucediendo?
Sí, la verdad que fue una locura porque justo fue para marzo 2020, pues que también UK cerró todo, ya en verdad yo me acuerdo que Sheffield, por ejemplo, a los estudiantes que querían regresar a sus países, les dio las facilidades de que ya los contratos, por ejemplo, por los accommodation, que no se hagan problemas de esas cosas. Luego, sí, lamentablemente, como tocaba justo en la segunda mitad los laboratorios, entonces la gente que estaba haciendo sus research project ya en laboratorio lo tuvo que cambiar a otro tipo de tema, en algo más desk-based, en algo más de escritorio. Entonces, eso tal vez fue, pero era porque recién estaba empezando, no se sabía nada del virus
Sí, pues, es verdad.
Entonces, es eso, las instalaciones, bueno, todo se cerró, pues, ¿verdad? Todo se cerró. La universidad al menos apoyaba bastante en el sentido de que si había alumnos que, por ejemplo, no tenían laptop porque contaban con las instalaciones de la universidad sí sé que se contactó con ellos, les proporcionó equipos para que hagan sus trabajos. Luego también sobre las bibliotecas y esas cosas también podías mandar ya para los libros y eso al menos, y sobre todo brindó bastante apoyo emocional, también apoyo psicológico, porque mandaba correos de vez en cuando, había alguien que te llamaba para saber si estabas bien, cómo te sentías, porque a esto al ser algo completamente nuevo ya le afecta a muchos, la verdad, y la universidad felizmente no dejó como que a nadie abandonado en ese aspecto.
Qué bonito escuchar que Sheffield siempre, la universidad dio tanto soporte, tanto académicamente como, ¿cómo se dice? Socialmente, ¿no? Estuvo mental health, ¿no? Estuvo muy al cuidado de la salud mental de sus estudiantes, que es súper importante en todo eso. Y la última pregunta que te voy a hacer, que nos has contado acerca de los laboratorios y tu experiencia y todo, te encantó muchísimo. ¿Qué fue lo que más te impactó en Sheffield? O sea, ¿qué fue lo que llegaste y boom, como que lo que más te sorprendió?
En mi caso, lo que me chocó bastante, bueno, no chocarme, pero me sorprendió, fue la verdad que el gap de instalaciones ya que tenía una facultad acá en Perú, en mi caso, frente a una de allá. La cantidad de laboratorios, de los espacios para los alumnos, ya sea para que puedan estudiar, para socializar, ya la cantidad de profesores por alumno también que tiene la universidad, ya porque había bastantes profesores, porque en verdad era cada uno, si bien eran temas tal vez como que un poco afines, pero cada uno tenía una especialización en algo, entonces por eso apoyaba bastante también para brindarle eso al alumno, ¿verdad? Que si el alumno estaba interesado en algún tema en específico, ya podía buscar a alguien para desarrollar su proyecto de investigación.
Perfecto, genial. Muchas gracias, Guillermo, por darnos tu experiencia, que eso es en realidad lo que valoran bastante los estudiantes. Thank you very much, you guys, for being with us here today.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.